break you? The answer is simple. They used their time to feed trauma. You used your time to build discipline. They poured into paranoia. You poured into purpose. They were breathing fear. You were breathing focus. That's why they're tired now, and you're only getting stronger. Every plan they made, every trap they set, it all ended up building your story even more. That's the twist they never expected. They created the fire thinking it would end you, but you stood it, learned from it, and walked out stronger. While they sit drained, confused, you move forward with a calm they'll never understand. They're looking at your life now, wondering how you became this version of yourself. The truth is, they helped. Without even realizing it, they pushed you toward growth. Their drama became your direction. Their jealousy confirmed your light. Their attacks turned into the lessons that shaped your power. They sat in rooms full of bitterness, while you sat in silence building a life. They burned their energy trying to block you while you turned that into a path to something greater. And now they're left exhausted, wondering how they lost so badly. But it's all right in front of them. They were too focused on you to focus on themselves. They thought stopping you would give them power. Instead, it showed how little they had. The hours they wasted trying to ruin you were the same hours you spent outgrowing them. That's why they can't catch up. That's why they keep looking back and seeing you move farther ahead. Their weapons are dull now. Their whispers don't reach anymore. Their tricks have no effect because they were too busy watching your path while you were walking it. In the end, chosen one, the truth is simple. What they meant to use against you became the reason you rose. Their worst plans couldn't stop your progress. Their lies couldn't stop your growth. Their hate couldn't hold back your light. You're still standing, still growing, still here. If you feel the truth in this message, press like. If you haven't joined this space yet, hit subscribe. This is more than just a video. It's a reminder that no matter what they do, your power isn't theirs to control. And no matter how hard they try to stop you, your victory keeps showing up right in front of their eyes. You outsmarted their spiritual attack. And now, the only story left is the one you're still writing. If this today's message resonates with your spirit, write 77 in the comments below and declare your readiness. This is your moment to show your strength, not just to yourself, but to the world. So, my beloved chosen family, your love inspires us to create content just for you. If our efforts have touched your heart, you can show your support by clicking the super thanks button on your YouTube screen. Every bit of your kindness means the world to us and keeps us going. Thank you for being the amazing support system that you are. We're forever grateful for your love and encouragement. Thanks for watching. We will see you in the next video. Until then, take care and goodbye.
Check out these top sleep brands now on sale at your local Slumberland. Sealy is America's #1 mattress brand, and they just released a new line. Check out these deals. Tempur-Pedic is great for aches and pains. Stearns & Foster is handcrafted and built to last. Purple, feel the difference with their Gel Flex grid. Nectar, it's like sleeping on a cloud. Give your sleep the upgrade it deserves. Stop by Slumberland and sleep like never before.
Chosen ones, listen carefully. Nothing shakes a weak person more than seeing someone who stays calm while everything around them is messy. Think about that. When people notice that you're not bothered while they're trying hard to be seen, it hits them deep. Imagine this. You walk into a room and you don't try to be the loudest. You don't beg for attention. You don't compete. You just show up as yourself, relax, and suddenly all their noise starts to feel fake. That's why they envy you. Most people can't even make it through one day without needing someone to notice them, without getting a like or comment or some kind of praise. But here you are, living your life without trying to get claps or approval. You don't need to prove yourself. And that right there, that's real power. Thank you for being here, chosen one. If this speaks to your soul, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe. It helps keep this truth moving forward to others who need it. You're part of something bigger than yourself, and together we can't be shaken. Let's get back to what's real. Society tells people that if you're not with a group or in the middle of the noise, then something must be wrong. But in truth, it's the crowd that's missing something. They laugh at you for being quiet. They see a kind of freedom that they're too scared to go after. Or some of them even lose sleep thinking about how unbothered you are. Gossip. They try to throw shade. They poke at you hoping to get a reaction, but you don't flinch. You're just minding your business while they sit in their own jealousy. It's like you've got an unlimited plan for peace, and they keep running out of credit with their drama. That's what eats at them. Your peace doesn't allow their chaos to take over. Your quiet makes their noise louder. Your calm shows how desperate they are. And your silence reminds them how much they rely on the things you've already outgrown. So today, chosen one, we're digging deep. We're going to talk about why being a loner bothers people so much, why your calm energy gets under their skin, and why just being you flips their whole world upside down. So listen closely, because after this, you're going to understand that. Your silence isn't weakness, it's what makes you unstoppable. Before we keep going, let me ask you something. Are you really ready to step into that space where your peace is louder than their noise? If you are, drop 7 in the comments right now. That number is all about alignment, being in tune with your true self. And while you're here, remember this. Every like, share, or small gift helps keep this message going. It's not about how big the gift is. It's about the intention behind it. Whether it's a small tip or something more, it helps bring these words to more souls who need them. That's how we grow this movement. Let me tell you something real. If this message is already speaking to you, then trust me, you'll feel even more drawn to stick around till the end. Because everything we're talking about today connects back to why your quiet nature makes people uncomfortable. Your calm energy makes them question themselves, and why being different is your strength. So stay with me. Don't go anywhere. Let's walk through this one step at a time. The first reason they hate on you is simple. They can't control you. Weak people get mad when they realize they can't pull your strings. That's it right there, chosen one. It's not about your clothes, your job, or even your skills. It's that they can't control you. And in this world, control is everything. Most people rely on it. They want to be liked, sure, but they also want to shape how you think, how you act, even how you live. And when you don't move to their rhythm, it cuts them deeply. Now picture this. A puppeteer in a busy town square. He's got his wooden dolls dancing with strings. Everyone claps. Kids laugh. The puppeteer feels like he's in charge. But then, you're standing there in the crowd, free, with no strings, moving your own way. Suddenly, the crowd sees the difference between someone being pulled and someone walking freely. That's you. That's what scares them. You being free shows everyone that they're just playing along with the act. Here's something real. Most relationships, according to psychology, are built around control, whether it's obvious or not. Friends use guilt. Family uses pressure. Strangers use peer pressure. Romantic partners play mind games. But it's all the same, trying to make you move when they want you to. But with you, their tricks don't work. Their guilt slides off like rain on glass. Their manipulation bounces back like a weak punch. And when they realize they can't touch you, jealousy eats them up inside. You might be wondering, why do people care so much about controlling others? It's because control makes them feel important. It makes them think their voice matters. When you don't follow their lead, You take away that feeling, and instead of being honest about it, they call you cold, distant, or arrogant. They make you the villain, not because you hurt them, but because you refuse to play along. And here's the truth, chosen one. They have no clue how much strength it takes to stand. They think you don't care, but you care deeply, just not about nonsense. They think you're distant, but you're actually close to your own truth, to your own peace. You're not out here building walls, you're just free. And that freedom reminds them of what they'll never feel as long as they keep chasing control. Let's be clear, envy isn't just being jealous, it's feeling powerless. When someone envies you, what they're really saying is, I want what you have, but I don't know how to get it. And that frustrates me. And in your case, what they want isn't your stuff. It's your ability to be free, to be good with yourself, to walk into a room without needing a stage. They envy your quiet strength. They envy the way you can be at peace without anyone clapping for you. Think about it. The same people who call you lonely can't sit in silence without scrolling on their phone. They say you're isolated, but they're the ones hooked on attention. They need noise to feel alive. You need none of it. And that difference, it's not just visible, it's powerful. Because your life speaks a truth they don't want to hear. Being alone isn't weakness, it's power. That's why they spread lies. That's why they whisper behind your back. That's why they keep trying to poke you. They want to pull you into their mess, their show, their drama. They want you to break, to react. But you never do. You don't play their games. You don't dance for their entertainment. And that bothers them. Every time you stay silent, you remind them how little power they have over you. Life has a way of showing truth through contrast. Their mess next to your peace. Their gossip against your silence. Their need for others next to your strength and solitude. It's like putting a cracked mirror next to something solid. The flaws are clear. You're the solid one, chosen one, and they hate that. Let's not pretend envy is harmless. It can turn people bitter. They'll tell stories that make you look bad just to feel better. They'll say you act like you're better than them, when really you just stopped playing the game. They call your peace arrogance because the idea that you don't need them is too much for them to handle. That's it, right there, you don't need them. And people who are always seeking approval can't stand someone who doesn't. But here's the twist, chosen one. Don't look at their envy as a bad thing. Look at it as proof. Proof that you've stepped into a place they can't reach. Their hate, their gossip, their anger, it's all confirmation that you've broken free, that you're out of their reach. Every stare, every whisper, every little jab is just another sign that you've risen above it all. So the next time you feel that energy, the fake smiles, the snide comments, the quiet judgment, don't get shaken. Just recognize it for what it is. Another failed attempt to chain someone who can't be chained. Because you, chosen one, you're not a part of their act. You're not here to play their role. You're the example they can't match. And that truth eats them up inside. Now here's something even deeper. Your silence speaks louder than their noise ever could. Being quiet around people who can't sit with their own thoughts is like shining a flashlight in the dark. It shows everything they're trying to hide. You've learned how to be still. And to people who need distractions, your peace feels like an attack. Think about a loud party. Music blasting, people yelling, laughing too much, all trying to be noticed. Then you walk in, calm, present, not loud, not needing anything. Suddenly, everything feels off. You don't have to compete, you just exist. And that presence alone shakes the room, because it shows how dependent everyone else is on the noise. Most people won't admit this. Silence scares them. Studies show that people get anxious fast when there's no noise or distraction. Why? Because when things get quiet, their own thoughts get loud, and they don't want to face those thoughts. That's why they stay glued to their phones, chasing conversations, stuck in gossip. They're not looking for connection. They're running from themselves. But you, chosen one, you've mastered the silence. What they call loneliness is your training ground. It's where you think clearly, where you build your strength. While they depend on the crowd, you've built yourself in the quiet. Your silence is your strength. and their noise is their weakness. And they know it, even if they never say it out loud. Dear chosen ones, your love inspires us to create meaningful content just for you. If our efforts have touched your heart, you can show your support by clicking the Super Thanks button on your YouTube screen. Every bit of your kindness means the world to us and keeps us going. Thank you for being the amazing support system that you are. Now back to the topic. Your calm feels like a rejection letter to them. That's real. It crushes insecure people when they see that their mess doesn't even touch you. Chosen one, your peace doesn't look like peace to them. It feels like you're pushing them away. And that kind of feeling hits their ego harder than anything else. Picture this. Someone tries to throw shade at you, talks behind your back, or maybe even steps to you face to face with drama. What are they doing, really? They're just fishing. They throw out bait, hoping you'll bite. They don't care if it's love or hate. They just want a reaction. But when you don't give it to them, when you don't even blink, when you act like you didn't hear them, when you keep moving without a second thought, it burns them worse than words could. Your silence becomes louder than whatever noise they tried to make, and that eats at them. Here's what you need to know. Insecure people live off attention. Even if it's negative, it feeds them. If you argue with them, they take it as proof you care. If you clap back, it gives them energy. But when you stay quiet, when you give them absolutely nothing, they start to fall apart. Being ignored makes them panic because they can't stand the idea that they don't matter to you. Ever seen someone act up just because they're being ignored? They talk louder, do more, act crazier, because your silence forces them to see what they don't want to admit. They hold no real power over you, and that realization cuts deep. The wild thing is, you're not even trying to reject them. You're just keeping your peace safe. But to someone who's already insecure, your peace feels like the biggest no they've ever heard. Your calm becomes a mirror, and when they look into it, they don't like what they see. You're not saying a single word, but your silence still sends a message loud and clear. You don't control me. You don't move me. You don't decide who I am. And that hits harder than 1,000 arguments. That's the reason they envy you. In a world where everyone thinks being loud means being strong,
I see dead
you show
people.
a new kind of power. Real power doesn't need to yell. Real strength is staying calm when everything around you is wild and not letting
In
that
real life
mess
stuff.
inside you. That's what makes them mad. They can't bait you. They can't guilt you. They can't pull you into their noise. And when their tricks fail, they're left with nothing. Just small, exposed, and powerless. Don't forget this, chosen one. Your calm is their reminder that their drama doesn't matter. Every time you stay cool, you
I know
remind them
y'all
of a
seen
truth
too.
they don't want to face.
I
Your
see dead
peace
people.
is out of reach for them. And their mess, it
Y'all
doesn't
think.
stand a chance in your world. You also break the illusion that their group holds power. Nothing scares a crowd more than the one person who proves you never needed the crowd in the first place. That's you. Just by being yourself, by choosing to walk alone, you shape their whole idea of what makes them strong. They don't need you to argue or shout or even speak. Just living outside their circle makes them.
Work,
Being part
right?
of the group means being safe. Follow the rules, stay close to the crowd, and you'll be accepted. That's what they believe, that the group gives them value. But then you come along, doing your own thing, standing alone without fear, and suddenly their whole setup feels shaky. Because if you can live without the group, if you can shine outside of it, then what does that say about them? That question stings. Now picture this, a big campfire with 20 people sitting around it. They all laugh at the same jokes, repeat the same gossip, tell the same stories. The fire they sit around isn't real connection. It's fake warmth from being the same. Then there's you, off to the side, calm, building your own fire. It's just as warm, maybe even warmer, and you're not even trying to fit in. That moment makes the whole group feel uneasy. Because if you can be complete by yourself, they have to wonder why they're still clinging to each other. Here's something real. Most groups don't bond through strength. They bond through shared weakness. They complain about the same stuff, talk about the same people, blame the same problems. That's not unity, that's conformity. They all follow unspoken rules, look like us, act like us, laugh when we laugh, hate what we hate. That sameness makes them feel safe. But you, chosen one, you broke that pattern. You showed that you don't need to give up your truth to be at peace. That's why they envy you. Deep down, they know they gave up something real just to belong. They gave up being their true selves for the comfort of the group. You didn't. You kept your identity. And now, just by existing, you remind them of what you gave up. Instead of dealing with that truth, they label you. They call you cold, strange, antisocial, because it's easier to blame you than admit they sold out. Groups stay powerful by using approval as bait. If you need their praise, they've got control. But you don't. You don't need their likes, their nods, or their validation. That breaks their system. They can't punish you with silence because you never needed their applause. You being independent makes everything they depend on useless. That's why they're scared of you and jealous of you. You're not just someone who likes being alone. You're proof that the crowd was never needed. You destroy their illusion, and that shakes everything they thought they knew. Here's another truth. Your freedom makes their chains fall apart. People who try to control others don't hate losing control. They hate realizing they never had it. That hits them hard. Your freedom breaks every trick they try. And nothing makes people more jealous than watching you walk away from things that have them stuck. Think about how most groups operate. They hold you with invisible strings, family, friends, jobs, all of it based on one thing, needing approval. If you want them to like you, they have control. If you want their praise, they have power. If you're scared of being left out, they've got a weapon. It's never spoken out loud, but the rule is this: the more you need them, the easier you are to manage. Now, picture someone holding a puppet on strings, making it dance. That's how they treat people, pulling on guilt, pressure, or fake kindness to get what they want. But when they try that with you, they find out there's nothing to pull, no strings, no reaction. You're not the puppet, you're the flame that burns those strings down. That moment hits them hard because their tricks work on everyone else except you. It's not just frustrating, it's embarrassing. Manipulators need you to need them. If you want to be liked, they'll guilt you. If you want to belong, they'll pressure you. If you need what they have, they'll dangle it in front of you. But the second you stop needing all that, they lose their grip. You're not begging to be included. You're not bending to get their okay. And now their whole toolbox is useless. That feels like rejection. And they hate that. Let's call it what it is. Envy is the mask they wear when they feel rejected. When you stop playing their game, you don't just reject their control. You show how weak their power really was. Manipulation only works if you let it. And when you walk away from their show, from their fake approval and sympathy, their whole act falls apart. And underneath it all, what's left? Bitterness. You've probably noticed that your independence makes people more uneasy than your silence ever did. It's because freedom is contagious. When you walk around with no leash, others start to feel the itch to break free too. But instead of facing that, they blame you. They hate how fearless you look, how you make your own choices, how you walk alone like you don't owe anybody anything. That's real power. At the core, independence is the biggest threat to their control. It tells them, you can't guilt me, you can't buy me, you can't shame me. That's what they envy. Because when they look at you, they see the chains they're still wearing. And that reflection hurts. Your energy also reveals just how average they are. So they take shots at you. People don't attack what's weak. They go after what they can't be. That's why just being you causes problems. Your energy is rare. And because it's rare, it becomes a target. Most people move with the same recycled mindset, following trends, repeating what everyone else says, stuck in surface level thinking. Then you show up, and your vibe is real, unfiltered and untamed. It shifts everything. You felt it before, a room changing when you enter, not because you're loud, but because your presence speaks. Some people spend their whole lives yelling just to get noticed. You walk in without saying a word, and the room adjusts to you. That can't be faked. You can't buy that. You can't copy it. It only
Something's
comes from
happening
doing
in
the
the
inner
earth
work
right
and
now. I
having
keep
the
telling
guts to
people.
stay real.
I don't know why this
Picture a
stuff is coming
stage
up in my
full of
paintings, but it
actors,
is,
all
y'all. Look at
dressed the
this.
same, saying the same lines.
I'm
The
literally
audience
just doing
claps
random
because it
things to the
feels safe.
canvases and
Then
paper,
you
whatever,
walk
no
in,
matter what I touch.
unrehearsed,
And this is what's
speaking
coming out.
your truth.
It's
Everyone
always
on that
people,
stage
eyes,
starts to panic.
places,
That's you.
uh,
You're the real
aliens.
one
I don't
in
know.
a world that's hooked on pretending. And nothing
This is
freaks
what
out
it
the
is.
actors more than someone who doesn't need a
Look at
script.
this.
So what happens when they can't match your level? Or they attack. They call you names, arrogant, weird, antisocial. But those aren't facts. They're just masks to hide their fear. It's easier to put you down than admit they don't have what you naturally carry, and deep down, they know it. That's why it stings even more when you're not even trying.
It's
You're
like
not
that.
looking
Like,
for
I don't know.
attention.
What
Yet
do y'all see?
somehow you always get it. Or you're not asking to be seen.
What
But
do
they
you
can't
guys
stop
see?
watching you. That burns, especially for people who've been begging for a spotlight their whole lives. Truth is, their jealousy is really just
So, yeah, this is
frustration with
going on.
themselves. They know your energy comes from somewhere real, and they also know they won't get there unless they stop pretending.
Glory
But
be to God.
pretending feels easier, so instead of
Straight
growing,
up.
they attack. Your uniqueness makes them feel small, and instead of being inspired, they get bitter.
Crazy
Don't
work,
forget
man.
this.
Crazy work.
Your energy speaks for
Crazy.
itself. The fact that they're aiming at you only means you've got something valuable. You've got what they can't fake, can't touch, can't take. That's why you'll always be loved by some and envied by others. Your vibe breaks the lie they're trying to live. And your boundaries, they feel like an insult to fragile egos. People don't really hate confidence. What they hate is seeing proof that they've settled for less. That's why your quiet ways sting so many. You're not walking around bragging. You don't need trophies, attention, or a crowd cheering for you. But the moment you decide not to join in on their drama or fake behavior, they twist it. Suddenly, they say you're arrogant. Your peace becomes the problem. Your silence becomes their reason to be triggered. Imagine this. A table full of people laughing at a joke that isn't even funny. They laugh to fit in, nod to stay accepted. Then you sit down still.
You know, you gotta pray over things like this, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll try to use your paintings as a portal or something like that. They're trying to manifest themselves onto my stuff. And we're not gonna have that. You feel what I'm saying? That's why you gotta cover this with the blood of Jesus.
Because now they see how much of themselves they've given up just to belong. Most people measure their worth by comparing themselves to others. They need to feel like someone's beneath them just to feel good.
That's what we
So
do.
when you don't play the game, when you stay solid, their ego gets loud. Who do they think they are? That question is their fear talking. But instead of facing that fear, they blame you. It's easier to call you arrogant than admit that your standards challenge their comfort. But your life speaks for itself. You don't have to say
do things
what
like
you
that
others
because
are, you live
of
them.
things like
You don't
this.
need to talk about your worth. You show
And
it.
these.
In a
And
world
that.
where everyone's trying to be
You know what I'm
loud,
saying?
your quiet power stands out. And they confuse that with arrogance. But it's
Clearly.
not about thinking you're better. It's about not shrinking just to fit in.
Yes, I'm so
Your
dead ass
discipline,
serious about
your
this.
choices to stay
Y'all want
calm,
me to just
stay
like,
real,
what am I,
stay
not pray
focused.
over it? You want me to just
Won't
unleash it into
bother
the,
people who rely on outside approval.
what's wrong with
So
y'all?
remember
People,
this. Your boundaries
Let me get
will
offline.
always feel like a threat to those who don't have any.
That's
Or what they
juicy.
call